Alrighty, good morning everyone, and welcome to the stream. Welcome to the PreStream podcast. For those of you who are not here live on the stream, I'm Darkside Phil. Today is actually Saturday. That's right, it's the weekend. January 22nd, 2022. Hope you're all having a good weekend so far. I hope that, I hope that you find yourself well and safe and healthy, right? I hope. Although, quite a few people recently been coming by the stream and they're like, man, I got COVID and this sucks. I'm stuck at home. I feel like crap. And I'm happy that you stream every day because it allows me to have loud beeping coming through my window and annoy me when I'm trying to do a PreStream podcast. Let's try that again. It allows me to relax and recuperate and tune into your content and just chill and vibe and watch it and have a good time. And I like that. I like the fact that there are people who watch me in different ways and for different reasons. In fact, when COVID started, back in 2020, a lot of things were locked down. People said, hey, I discovered you during the whole lockdown process when everyone was stuck at home. And, I really enjoyed that you're consistent in the way that you stream and that you're here every day pumping out content. And you have a set schedule. A lot of other content creators don't necessarily have the dedicated set schedule. Instead, it's more like they stream whatever they want. But for me, as you know, I treat this like a full-time job, and because it is, and I'm here every day as much as I can be. Yeah, good stuff. And I really enjoyed, being able to broadcast and entertain all of you in the last couple of... It's going to be one of those days. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the PreStream podcast. So, I got 2 more days of my streaming week. Monday's my day off. And trying to figure out how do we end the week, properly and on a high note and what you guys would want to see. Remember, this week had a lot up in the air. We were trying out a couple of games this week to see if they would work as ongoing playthroughs. We tried Rainbow Six Extraction back on Thursday as a new release, and quite frankly, the game is fine. It's a solid game if you're the kind of person who does co-op playthrough with a set group of friends or comrades, online compadres, whatever you want to call them, bosom buddies, right? But I wouldn't recommend that game for anyone who just jumps in with a bunch of randoms. And I also wouldn't recommend that game anyone looking for anything, innovative. It fills a need for co-op games, but I'm not a real co-op gamer. As you know, I barely ever play co-op stuff unless it really piques my interest. Quite frankly, Rainbow Six Extraction does not really pique my interest, but I also didn't want to sit there and just crap on the game constantly because it actually wasn't a bad game. It was decent. So we tried that. No, I don't think that's going to be an ongoing playthrough simply because it doesn't seem like it fits my style of gameplay. You know what I'm saying? Then yesterday, we played Sniper Elite 4, which was a game that I had tried during my very first Game Pass night last week for about an hour. And I played it for about 3 hours yesterday, made good progress. I beat 3 stages of the game. Each was pretty unique. In one stage, it was the introductory stage where you just need to kill certain targets and then get out of there. The second stage, you were basically looking for a bunch of rebels, so you had to complete a few objectives in a Italian town before you ran into the rebels. And the third stage, which was the most unique, not only did you have to find a crashed plane and the body of a pilot who had deceased in the crashed plane, but also you had to take out a train. And this train was on a overhanging, railway on like a bridge, and you had to bomb the bridge by putting like C4 and snipe it from a distance and blow it up. It was actually quite fun, although a little tricky to figure out how to do it properly. And by the time the stream ended, we definitely had people who had mixed reactions to the game. Some people liked it. Some people are fans of the sniper formula, and they really enjoyed the game and wanted to see it continue. And so they said, hey, please continue this as a major playthrough. We would love to see you keep playing Sniper Elite 4. But then there was the other half of the stream viewers. And I'll be honest with you, we started off with that stream yesterday, about 400 viewers, give or take. I think maybe it was like 375, something like that when we had started. By the time the stream had ended, after 3 hours of gameplay, we had less than 200 viewers. So that much drop-off is huge. That's a big sign that obviously that game is likely better to play than to watch. And what I mean by that is Sniper Elite is pure stealth at this point. It wasn't like that. If you remember back in the day when I played Sniper Elite 2 like a decade ago, right? That game was more linear. And even though, yes, there were definitely sneaking components to it, there were actually elements where, like, there'd be a giant long street in the middle of this European city, and it would be you against a bunch of Nazis, and they'd all have to come at you trying to kill you, but you had a good sniper advantage point. So they'd be coming down the street not knowing where you're going. You go snipe, 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 and you get all these cool X-ray kills back to back to back. And that's really what it was about. This game is more about open world stealth. It feels more like Metal Gear Solid than the old sniper game that I play. And by the way, if you like stealth elements, there's nothing wrong with that. The thing is, number one, I'm not good at stealth games, so I'm not doing this at any masterful level. You know, I'm flubbing it and kind of messing up. And number two, my audience is not an audience that tunes in to watch stealth games because I usually don't play them, you see? So, the feedback I was getting from a lot of the audience was, it's a good game, but it's probably just not a good game for you and the kind of content that you put out. Similarly to Rainbow Six Extraction. There's nothing wrong with the game. It's just a game that doesn't necessarily fit the mold of what the kind of content that I put out usually and that people like to watch on my stream. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So, that being said, 2 games, both of which were going to be a possibility for an ongoing full playthrough. And based on your feedback, it was kind of like, don't really want to see either. All right. So what I did is I kind of made the decision yesterday. I said, all right, here's what we'll do. I know what you guys want to see. You want to see more Skyrim, right? You guys have been loving the Skyrim playthrough over the course of this month. You want to see more. So why not just do Skyrim twice? Right? So I said, okay, we'll do Skyrim twice. So we're doing Skyrim Anniversary Edition today as the main stream, and we're doing Skyrim Anniversary Edition tomorrow as the main stream. I have absolutely no problems with this. I love playing Skyrim with you guys. It's open world chill fun. It's a great time every time that we play it. Every time I play it, we encounter something different and new, whether we're going on side quest and we get lost, or we're fighting dragons, or there's main quest developments, whatever it may be. In fact, today when we open up Skyrim, I'm trying to kill this crazy bandit leader who has a bow that almost insta-kills me. And I couldn't figure it out why it was so powerful last time around when I was playing. It took like 15 minutes. We were trying to kill this guy. We couldn't kill this guy. Come to find out, thanks to you guys leaving comments on my videos, I now know what's going on. This bow is creator content, meaning, Creation Club content. Meaning this was just added in for the anniversary edition of the game. It was not in the regular game. That's why it's so difficult. All the content that was added in as Creator Club content is usually more difficult than the rest of the content in the game because it was meant to be like post-game bonus content. So I just happened to wander in to a cave with a bandit leader who has a ridiculously overpowered bow. So what I'm to understand, it maybe even be a Daedric artifact. Like, it's super high power damage, plus the bow drains your health over time. So it's like ridiculous. That's why I can't kill the asshole. I'm hitting him, and he's getting health back every time he hits me with the bow. So, we're going to try. I'm going to really try hard. Maybe we won't succeed, and maybe we won't kill this guy today. But that's the first thing I want to do in the Skyrim stream today is try to kill him. And then move on from there. I think we're near, we're the easternmost town, and I forget what it's called. Forgive me, because it's been a few days since I played. I knew what it was back then, and I've completely forgotten now. It's actually slipped my mind. But we'll be doing all stuff in that area today. I'm sure when we go there, there will be a bunch of content to do in that city, and it should be a good time. All right, so that's going to be today's main gameplay stream. Tonight, it's Game Pass night. Ooh, Game Pass night. I know you guys are excited for Game Pass night. Before we get there, reminder, everyone, if you like the stream, if you like the content, please give it a like, whether you're watching the stream live right now on YouTube, and you're having a good time and you're chilling with me, or if you're going to watch this on demand later and maybe you're listening to it back after the fact in the background of something, right? Please give the video a like either way. No matter where you like it, it helps the channel for engagement purposes. I would really appreciate it if you would do that and help us out here, okay? Cool. All right, so that being said, continuing on for tonight, Game Pass Night. What is Game Pass Night? Game Pass Night is when you guys vote on a series of games that I will try out during a stream. And we did this last week. You guys voted on, I think it was like 14 or some games, and the 2 games that won were Sniper Elite 4 and I Am Fish. Played both of them for roughly an hour. They were both pretty entertaining, and we ended up trying out Sniper Elite 4 as a main gameplay stream yesterday. Didn't necessarily work out. Okay? So, tonight is Game Pass Night, Take 2. And you guys have been voting on polls right here on DSPGaming for the last couple of days. Allow me live to go through the results of what's going on with those polls. The polls are still running. You could still vote right now. If you haven't voted yet, please by all means do. But the 3 polls running are as follows. Poll number 1 is for Backbone, The Forgotten City, Moonglow Bay, and Unpacking. With over 1,000 votes in, The Forgotten City is at 62%. So, needless to say, it's going to win that poll. The other games are not going to win, so it's definitely in the lead right there. Okay? Poll number 2. With over 1,200 votes given into this poll, we've got One Piece Pirate Warriors 4, Dead Cells, Into the Pit, and Serious Sam 4. With these 4 games, One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 is currently in the lead with 38% of the vote. Okay? Then, the third and final poll, with over 1,300 votes. Okay? The Outer Wilds, Bug Fables, The Everlasting Sapling, The Good Life, The Procession of Cavalry, and Quake. Out of all those, Quake is currently in the lead with 45% of the vote. Now, here's what's going to happen. You guys are going to continue to vote over the course of today, okay? Right when we get ready for tonight's Game Pass Night stream, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to tally up the votes. Now, how does it work? It's the games that receive the most overall votes. So I'm going to give you some perspective on how I'm going to do this. With poll number 1, it says there's 1,000 voters. Okay, actually what I could do, if I click on it, I get the exact amount of votes. I divide that by the percentage of people who voted for a certain game, and that gives me the actual exact number of votes that that game received. Okay, so I got to do some math. I know it's tough. When you don't do math for a long time, your brain gets slow, and you start to drool at the mouth, and then you can't even do basic arithmetic. It's kind of difficult. Lucky for me, I haven't gone full caveman yet. So I'll be able to do some calculations, crunch some numbers. All right, and I'm going to figure out of all these games, which actually are the 2 games that received the most overall votes, and those will be the games that we'll be checking out on tonight's Game Pass Night stream at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, okay? So please don't stop voting. If you haven't voted yet, please head to the main channel page of DSP Gaming Community tab, and please vote. Your votes are super important. It directly affects what we're going to be playing later tonight. And by the way, don't think that your vote doesn't count. It absolutely does. In events like this, just a few votes, one way or another, can actually skew the voting and get a result, okay? So, please vote. I can't wait to see tonight what we do. All those games sound interesting to me. Like, I think Forgotten City, isn't that a game that people were saying originally they was making a mod of Skyrim? And the mod got so overblown and convoluted, they decided to just say, okay, forget this whole Skyrim idea. Let's just do our own game. And so it became this indie game. Quake, everyone knows, very popular first-person shooter from the 1990s. That basically was the spiritual successor to Doom. After Doom, there was Quake, and then Quake 2, and then Quake Arena, and all that. So that would be interesting to mess around with, although admittedly, I know it's probably very difficult, just like the original Doom. Or One Piece Pirate Warriors 4, which is a Dynasty Warriors mashup. Apparently, it's Dynasty Warriors, but with the characters of One Piece. Now, One Piece is an anime and a manga that I actually used to watch and read way back in the day in the 2000s. I basically saw like two seasons of it, and I really liked it, but One Piece is just so lengthy and so drawn out and so... I mean, I haven't seen it since then. So you're talking, oh, Phil hasn't watched an anime in 17 years. Let's see if he knows what's going on. Apparently, the game does a good job of like catching you up to some of the plot points, but it would certainly be interesting to see, especially on a console like the Xbox Series X, where it's going to optimize the game. You know, Dynasty Warrior games honestly kind of have issue with frame rate and things when there's a lot of enemies on the screen. Maybe this one won't. Maybe it's optimized. I don't know. So I would be excited to try out any of those 3 games, which it looks like those 3 will be the top 3, and then depending on your votes between now and tonight, will determine what actually the top 2 games are that we end up checking out. So please vote if you haven't, all right? It's very important that you do. All right, now, tomorrow, it's going to be more Skyrim Anniversary Edition on the main gameplay stream, okay? And then Sunday night, it's going to be Halo Infinite multiplayer. Now, for those who did not check out my Halo Infinite gameplay from a couple of days ago, you actually missed out, and here's why. Halo Infinite had a big update, and what they did is they added a new game mode called Attrition. Personally, I think it's one of the best game modes in the game. What it is, it's Team Slayer, but limited lives. So you can't just get infinite respawns and play sloppy like an asshole. You got to make your gameplay count. If you have a teammate who sucks and just dies nonstop and doesn't contribute, you're pretty screwed. Or you really got to pick up the slack to make up for the fact that that guy just wasted all your team's lives, okay? There's actually been some games where I only died like once and then the team was out of lives. I was like, what? Really? So I like the mode, though. I think it means that you basically have to play as well as you can, and there's a little bit of strategy to it for sure. Especially when you get down to the end and you get your final lives, like, oh, it's 4 versus 3. Oh, crap. Let's try to ambush them or let's try to flank them, you know, to try to get a quick kill off, and that will be even, 3v3 and stuff like that. And it has a new game mode. Oh, excuse me, not a new game mode, a new game event where you can unlock cosmetics for your character completely for free. Just by playing the other night, I ended up unlocking a bunch of cosmetics, and I think if I get like two more matches of this new game mode Attrition, I unlock a bubblegum color for my Spartan. Oh boy. I already unlocked a really cool 3D hologram visor for the Spartan that I equipped. And now I think if I keep going, I can actually unlock a crazy like hologram mohawk or something nuts like that. So I can't wait to play more. I actually had a lot of fun playing it the other day, and I can't wait to play more tomorrow night, okay? And that's my streaming week. I'm not here on Monday. But here's the cool thing. You guys, now we're going to have a ton of control over my content in the next week, and here's how. When I'm off from streaming on Monday, there's going to be a poll live on the channel page of DSP Gaming, okay? You're going to vote on what do you want to see me do when I come back on Tuesday, and the options are going to be either, do you want to see me do a second major session of Sniper Elite 4, or do you want to see me do a session of one of the 2 games that we're going to be checking out on Game Pass night tonight? I don't know what the games will be. I just gave you some of the candidates of what's going to be in there. But yeah, like, I'm very interested to see what you vote on and what we play, and then if they translate into something that would be a cool full playthrough, okay? So that's Tuesday's stream is directly going to be dependent on what you guys vote on for tonight, and then what you vote on over my day off, okay? So that's Tuesday's stream. Tuesday night stream, we're going to have our final post-game stream of Lost Judgment. Yes, at this time, I think it is time to finally sunset the game, as they say. Say goodbye to Lost Judgment after like 5+ months of playing it. Let's finish this up. In truth, there's not much content left to do. I think there's one more VR mission run I have to do, and I finished the VR mission side quest. Then there's the ninja mission to do. And then after that, I think there's maybe a few squirrel things to find in the city, and then there may be one more chatter mission, if that, and we're done. So really, that's going to be a fun kind of goodbye stream for Lost Judgment on Tuesday night. Then on Wednesday, it'll be more Skyrim, and that'll be paired with a late night stream of Resident Evil 4, where we're going to finish up the Separate Ways campaign that I started last week. And also, if we have time, check out Operation Ada, which apparently is only like a 30-minute little mini mission. And that'll be the end of Resident Evil 4, okay? So this is cool. We're actually finishing up a bunch of ongoing playthroughs just in time for the end of the month, because we've got lots of new stuff coming out. For example, this coming Friday, we've got Pokemon Legends Arceus premiering. Yes, I'm going to be playing this Pokemon game. I'm excited for it. Haven't played a Pokemon game now in quite some time. And the fact that this one is brand new with all these new gameplay elements, some people have actually had early access to it and are saying that it's actually quite fun and refreshing to have new gameplay elements added to Pokemon when most of them almost play identically. This one actually stands out. So I'm definitely excited for that. And then, of course, as you know, when we hit February, whoo boy, it's going to be a lot. I mean, a lot of new games coming out back to back to back to back to back to back to back. So, good stuff. All right, so that is the schedule for the coming week. I hope that sounds good to all of you. Thank you in advance to anyone who's going to chill with me. It's for the end of January. I hope that it sounds like a good variety of schedule for everybody. I feel like I got to burp again. Here, oh God, here it comes. Woo. Oh. Whenever I drink seltzer water, this happens. I drink seltzer water and it explodes out of my esophagus. It's really disgusting. I'm sorry about that. Okay. All right. So outside of that, guys, if you're not aware, today's the 22nd of January. That means we have 9 more days in this month. We are currently at 324 members out of our 350 goal. With a little over a week left to go, we need 26 more members on the channel. Okay? What's funny about this is, back when I was on Twitch, something like this, we'd be like, we're going to hit it. It's a guarantee. We are 100% we're hitting the goal for this month. Celebratory event. Can't wait to do it. It's going to be the Game Pass Marathon event where we play 5 or more Game Pass games to see if they're good for full playthroughs. Good variety of stuff will be selected by the viewers. There'll be a live episode of Feasting with the King during that marathon event where I'll be ordering some unique cuisine I've never tried before. We'll be trying it for the first time ever in a live taste testing and meal sharing. It's going to be a great time. But we're not on Twitch. We're on YouTube. And what I found is this is the biggest and hardest thing to actually get to happen. Seriously. In the last few weeks, I've asked you guys for your buy-in on all my content. And I said, please, like the content. Whether it's the live stream when you're watching it here live on DSPGaming, or if you're watching the videos on demand after the fact, please give them a like. And what I've seen is a direct increase in engagement of my content. Everyone's liking everything. People are leaving comments on the videos. This is great. And if we build this up, this will help for the rest of the year. Absolutely, if we get in the mentality of doing this now, once all the new stuff starts coming out and people are really engaged in the new content, it's going to be great. Okay? Now, this is like the opposite. I don't know what it is about memberships on YouTube. I just don't. It just seems like people don't feel like there's value. Personally, I think there's more value in a membership on YouTube than there ever was in being a sub on Twitch, just being honest. Because on Twitch, the benefits that you got were literally just for the live stream, and that was it. On YouTube, you get benefits outside of the live streams. Allow me to explain. When you subscribe to the channel, you follow this channel essentially and get all of the information about when I'm going live or whatever. But when you become a member, you get a highlighted name in stream chat. You get a chat crown badge to show how long you've been an ongoing supporter of the channel, and that badge will upgrade over time for being an ongoing supporter. Just look cooler and cooler. Actually, I can't wait for May of this year when some people are going to upgrade to their Regal crowns for the first time. That's going to be pretty sweet to see Regal crowns in the chat. In addition, you get access to all of my emotes, and every 50 members we get, new emotes unlock. In addition to that, you don't have to abide by the slow mode rules of the chat. You can talk as much as you want. All of those features I just mentioned, the highlighted name, the crown, the emotes, you can use in the comments of my videos too, which a lot of people don't realize because there's no comment system over on Twitch. There's no real on-demand system over there. On YouTube, it's a huge thing, and you keep all those features in the comments. So if you leave a comment on my video, you'll have the crown, you'll have a highlighted name, you'll be able to use my emotes in the comments of the videos as well, which is really sweet, right? Now, in addition to all of that, there's other features. For example, I do a bi-monthly Q&A show called Ask the King. The next one is slated tentatively for the first week of March, okay? When I do that show, members get priority access to get their questions answered. What I will do is probably like a week to 2 weeks before that show, I'll post up a community-only post just for members on the main channel page. And you'll post up your questions if you're a member, and no lie, about half the questions on the last Ask the King were from members that I answered. That's the crazy amount of priority you'll get to get your question answered on the show, okay? In addition, every once in a while, I do a special event where members have priority to nominate and vote on games for said event. For example, I just did Halloween and Christmas marathons. The members only, so only a few hundred people, nominated and voted on a game that got played in that marathon, while everything else, anyone else, it was thousands of people who were nominating and voting for the open stuff, but the members got their own selection for those events, okay? Now, on top of all of that stuff, it's cheaper to be a member on YouTube than it was on Twitch. I made it a cheaper price. And on top of all of that, as if that's not enough, if the real reason you want to become a member is because you want to help me out, guess what? I get a bigger cut of the membership fee here on YouTube than I ever did on Twitch. So it's kind of like, there's a ridiculous amount of benefits to being a member. There's more benefits to being a member here on YouTube right now than there was over on Twitch. In fact, the only difference is on Twitch, you could have used someone's emotes on another channel. That's one benefit, okay. And I think the only other one was I was giving exclusive emotes dependent on, like, was it, I'm trying to remember exactly how I did it. Now I remember, excuse me. Just like how we have different member levels here, there's like standard supporter, super supporter, ultra supporter. Over on Twitch, there was the same thing. I had different levels of sub. If you were the higher level subs, I had special emotes that unlocked just for you. But it wasn't a lot. It was like one per tier. And quite frankly, almost no one ever used them. They went pretty much unused almost forever. Okay? So, it's kind of like, I don't know what else to do to convince you guys. Because some people are like, well, make members exclusive content. I can't. Because the problem is, if I make members exclusive content, for example, a video that only members can see ahead of time, here's what happens. Someone becomes a member just to rip the video and post it up all over the internet. Because they don't care. They don't care about breaking the law. They don't care about breaking the rules. They're here to be dicks and troll. So they will do whatever to make it so that if I did member exclusive content, they would ruin it for everyone. They said, my haters, trolls, detractors, whatever the hell you want to call them at this point, because I don't even really fucking care anymore. Day one when I started Patreon, in 2015, when I started using Patreon, day one they announced if Phil ever does any Patreon exclusive content, one of us will become a patron just to rip and distribute that content illegally on the internet so no one will want to be a paid patron of his. And it's been like that ever since. Seriously. It's been like that ever since, where if I try to do anything exclusive, they've always hadn't made that threat. So there's no point. I can't do some of the stuff that other people do because I've always have that threat lingering over my head, you see? So that being said, I do what I can. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to give you as much value for your dollar when it comes to being a channel member as possible. The only other thing people have suggested, do members only nights where I play multiplayer with just members, which I've said I would consider doing and I was actually wanted to do. The thing is, there just isn't enough games to do it. Like right now, the only game I would even imagine doing that with would be Halo Infinite. Okay? But even now, I only get to play Halo Infinite twice a week just by myself. It's not even enough. You see what I'm saying? Like, with the amount of content that I do as a variety streamer, I don't even get to play the game enough solo, let alone now I have to find a way to squeeze in a stream of it that's going to be members only. I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver and tell you guys, oh, there's going to be all these members-only events for gaming, and then they don't happen, which is why I haven't made that commitment yet, okay? But I am thinking about it in the future, games where that would work out and make sense, okay? But anyway, there's so many benefits to being a channel member. But the thing is, people are in this weird mindset that like, oh, well, YouTube streaming isn't as good as Twitch streaming, and being a member here isn't as good as being a sub over on YouTube, so I'm just not going to sub. All right. And if that's the case, I don't know what I can do to convince you. I think I've just made my case of how much better it is here than it was over on Twitch. Here's the major difference is there's no Prime subs, right? There's no Prime subs here. Right? There's no Prime subs. Hold on a second here. Oh, what happened here? That's interesting. I've never seen this before. Really? I can't even see it now. Whoa. This is interesting. Someone became a channel member, but then I think they deleted their channel. That's weird. Did you guys just see that happen live in the stream chat? That someone became a channel member, right? But then it showed up as this has been deleted by the Google moderation team. And when I clicked on it to check them out, it says the channel doesn't exist. What the heck? That's weird. I've never seen that one happen before. Never. So I don't know what the hell that was about. Yeah. Who knows? Who knows what that's about? I have no idea. But anyway, neither here nor there, I guess. Weird people doing weird shit on YouTube. What a shock. What a shock. But anyway, the point I'm making here is there's many benefits to being a member. I can't really convince you otherwise. I understand that on Twitch there were maybe people who only were a member because they had a Prime sub. I'm a part of Twitch Prime, which is part of Amazon Prime. I get a free sub. I give it to Phil. I appreciated that. All those years I got that, let me tell you. In fact, you know, it's becoming tax time right now. And what I'm basically doing is looking at my income, and I got to file a bunch of taxes and stuff. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow. I'm comparing the income that I actually made in late 2020 to the income that I made in late 2021, and it's a drastic difference. Because in late 2020, people came in and they were dropping sub bombs on Twitch. They were using their Prime subs. Basically, I saw a sharp increase in revenue, huge increase in revenue, in late 2020 because of all the stuff that happened for the holidays on Twitch. This last year, I really didn't see that at all because there was no gifted subs / memberships. There was no Prime, none of that, you see. And it is what it is. We are building up to be, you know, hopefully eventually long-term, consistently as good as I was doing over on Twitch. But it's going to be a very, very big build. It is. It's going to take a very long time to get there. Okay? A very long time. And there's not much I can do about that, right? All I can do is plug away, continue to put out good content for you guys, and hope that eventually you'll see the value in something like becoming a channel member. All right? So what I will say is thus. Please consider becoming a channel member. All right? It helps a ton. I would love to be seeing growth every month. Right now, the most members we've ever had on this channel is 334. By the end of January, even if we don't hit this goal of 350, at the very least, I would like to hit 334. I don't want to see it going up, down, up, down. You know what I'm saying? I want to see at least this plateau, or at the very least, incredibly slow growth is better than no growth. All right? So please consider becoming a member. Thank you in advance. It helps a ton. And I would like nothing but to see growth, if possible, here on the channel by the end of the month. 9 more days. Okay? Hey, if we can hit the goal and we have a fun celebratory marathon event of Game Pass and we do a Feasting with the King, great. I would love nothing more than that. But I'm a realist. And I realize now that it's really hard to convince people to become a channel member. It just is. You know? Okay. All right. So, guys, that's really, honestly, all I really had to talk about this morning in regards to the pre-stream. So, with that being said, what I would like to now do is actually open up the pre-stream to interactions with you guys. What I'll do is I will shout out some of the YouTube side contributions this morning. We don't have any tips yet. So, with no tips, there's nothing to shout out on that end. But we do have YouTube side stuff, and then I'll just open it up. We'll do a little bit of Q&A, a little bit of talk, okay? Okay, so our first super chat of the day is from The Recluse. And he says, do a no-death run of Resident Evil 4 for your 20th anniversary. Well, 20th anniversary would be in 6 more years. Damn. So you're talking in 2028. Oops. I can't type today. In 2028, come back and do a no-death run in Resident Evil 4. That would be quite challenging, I feel. Only if, because there are so many quick time events and cheap instant deaths in the game if you're not aware that they're coming. You know, you get squashed by a piston or whatever. It's not even a fact that the enemies are going to overwhelm and kill you, because in a lot of cases, it's not a huge concern, but just the instant death stuff, right? I don't know. That'd be pretty tough. I'd have to restart the game if I die. Oh, my God. I guarantee you that would happen, too. I guarantee you I would die. You know, that's why I never do those kind of challenge runs, because I'm trying to be entertaining for an audience, and everyone knows I'm not the best gamer out there, right? So, we'll see. Thank you for the super chat. And then, Play Jack 2 did a $2 super chat and says 100 Twitch subs equals how many YouTube subs? Well, first of all, Subs on Twitch are not the same as subs on YouTube. It's the same terminology, and it means something completely different. I know that could be very confusing, okay? Allow me to explain. So YouTube existed before Twitch, all right? When you subscribe to someone's channel on YouTube, it's not a paid transaction at all. When you subscribe to someone's channel on YouTube, what you're essentially saying is, I want to follow this channel and be in the know about when this channel puts out new kinds of content, okay? So that being said, if you subscribe to DSPGaming, here's what happens. When I upload a new video, it'll show up in your inbox of videos from people who you subscribe to. When I put out a live stream, you should get a notification saying Phil has broadcasting and is now live, and here's the game that he's playing, all right? You also have the ability, I believe there's a bell icon you can click on when you subscribe, that you can pick and choose what you do and don't want to be notified about, okay? But basically, subscribing is a notification system. Now, back in the day, and I don't know how much they care about this in the modern era, but back in the day, subscriptions used to actually be the measuring stick by which YouTube managed your success on the site. I completely thought that was stupid, and here's why. Back in the day, I used to put out a ton of videos, maybe 30, 40 in a day, but they were much shorter than the videos I put out today. In some cases, they were 10, 15 minutes long because YouTube only allowed 10, 15-minute long clips back then, okay? So, I'd be putting out all these videos in a day. I'd be bringing in a ridiculous amount of views. In some cases, no exaggeration, I'd be bringing in hundreds of thousands of views in one day, okay? That much in one freaking day on this channel. Crazy amount of views. Now, people would actually go out of their way and say to me, hey, Phil, just so you know, I love you. I love your content. I want to watch it. But you put out so many videos a day. If I subscribe to your channel on YouTube, my whole inbox feed will be flooded with just your videos. And I won't be able to see content from anyone else who I watch on YouTube because that's how YouTube works. So I'm not going to subscribe to your channel. But I love your content, and I'm going to actively come back every day and watch it. And that's literally what happened. I was getting, in 1 month, I was getting millions upon millions of views, but I had like 100,000 subscribers. So why are you using subscribers as the measuring stick for success on YouTube? It didn't make any sense at all. It literally didn't translate into popularity at all. It was just like a stupid arbitrary way to measure it because you didn't want to put effort into actually figuring out who's getting views and who wasn't. So all of the while back in the day, my channel was outperforming so many other people's channels, but their channel had 1 million subs while mine had 100,000, so everyone was like, oh, Phil, small potatoes. Meanwhile, I was doubling, tripling their views, okay? So that's how subs work on YouTube, all right? On Twitch, subs are completely different. On Twitch, the equivalent to subscribing on YouTube would be called following. What that means is the same thing. I want to follow this person. I want to be notified when they go live with a stream or whatever, okay? But that's the equivalent, but it's called something different. When you subscribe on Twitch, that's a paid transaction. You're paying money in order to join a subscription-based club, which you get exclusive perks for, okay? Okay? It's different. It's definitely different. Hold on a second. Someone is claiming that they tipped, and I want to see if it's true or not, because if they did tip, it's not showing up. So I want to see what's going on. Oh. Your stuff's not showing up because you're blocked, because apparently previously you had tipped and said some nasty stuff and you ended up getting blocked. That's why. Yeah. There's someone claiming that they tipped, right? And I'm like, well, the reason that I can't see your tips is because I tried to block you, because apparently previously you had tipped and said nasty stuff. In fact, I can click on this and I can see previous tips. Yeah, look at this. I got insulted last year. You're a bum. Look at this. You're a bum. This person outright insulted me. Yeah. So you're wondering, you outright insulted me previously in tips, and now you're wondering why you wouldn't be acknowledged in future tips, right? Yeah, anyway, that's why you're not getting acknowledged. If you did tip me, likely I didn't get it, or it got blocked, or it's going to get bounced back because you were blocked a long time ago. Anyway, let's clear this out. Let's clear this out so I can actually get my tips queue working here again. There we go. Okay. So anyway, let's get back to business, what we were talking about, okay? Now, yes, on Twitch, a subscription is not the same as on YouTube. It's a paid transaction, and when you pay for your subscription on Twitch, you get all these perks. You get emotes for the channel. You get a badge in the chat to show how long you've been a subscriber. You know, a highlighted name, and a bunch of other perks. Basically, depending on whatever that streamer wants to give you, you get as being a part of that subscription-based program, okay? Now, here on YouTube, they came in late to the punch when it came to streaming. YouTube decided later on, oh, we want to do live streaming, and that's great and all. But the problem with that is that it's confusing as shit. Oh, well, we already have something called subscribers, so we can't do a paid subscriber program because then people will be confused. I thought I'm a free subscriber, or am I a paid subscriber? What's the difference? So they changed it up and said we will have a paid subscription membership, but it'll be called members. So you have subscribers who subscribe to your channel, but then you have paid subscribers, but they're not called subscribers. They're called members because they're joining a paid membership program, but technically they subscribe to the membership program. You see, it's super duper confusing. All right, but to summarize here, does 100 Twitch subs equal how many YouTube subs? I currently have a lower price on a membership on YouTube than I did on a sub on Twitch because you can control pricing here on YouTube. On Twitch, I did believe it was $4.99 for a membership. Here, I think it's $3.99, but I get a larger cut. So over there, I was only making like $2 to $2.50 every sub. Here, I make, I believe, around the same, even though you're paying less. Okay? So that's how it works. That's exactly how it works, is that here it's cheaper for you, but it actually helps me just as much, which is why I keep urging you guys to become a member, because it helps a ton. Okay? All right. All right, let's continue on here. So Zoya did a super chat and says, what if you played with members every Saturday or Sunday night? You know, again, I'm not against doing that, but we would have to find something that consistently people would want to see as a multiplayer game, and I need to find the time. Right now, I'm struggling, and I mean this, I am struggling to find time to even do the stuff that you guys just want normally, okay? You guys have been asking me, Phil, whatever happened to I Am Fish? Are you going to go and play I Am Fish? I'd like to play I Am Fish. That sounds like a good idea, but right now, all right, 2 nights a week, I'm doing Halo Infinite, which I feel like that's the bare minimum for me to be able to stay at a good level playing Halo Infinite. If I play it less than 2 times a week, I might as well not even play it. I'll be so rusty, and everyone else will surpass me that there's no point in playing it. You understand? It's a competitive game. You got to play it a bit. I got my Street Fighter stuff once a week, right? And that's a consistent thing people want to see keep going, and I'm going to keep doing it as long as people want to see it. And then we've got other various playthroughs that have been going on. Lost Judgment. Now, that's finishing this week, thank goodness. But that's been ongoing since September. Resident Evil 4 was a major daytime playthrough, but once I finished the main campaign, it moved to nights, and now that's going to finish this week as well. You see, so I did have stuff that was taking up night slots that now will be freed up very shortly. So now maybe I'll have some more freedom. Maybe I could do some I Am Fish on night streams and stuff like that. But this is the point I'm making here is, you guys are like, Phil, why don't you do members only stuff? Here's why. Number one, there's not enough to do. The only game is Halo Infinite right now. Okay, that's true. It's really the only game that I could do it with. That's number one. Not every member wants to play Halo Infinite. Okay, it's number one. Number two, I don't have free time to squeeze in members only streams. I barely have enough time to do the stuff that I'm doing ongoing. Oh, by the way, everyone wants to see me do other stuff like I Am Fish, and I'm still not doing it. So when do you expect me to do this members only stream? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's tough. I would have to basically find a way or a time to squeeze it in. And another thing that you got to understand, and this maybe many of you wouldn't understand, and I don't blame you. You haven't been in my shoes, okay? So when I promise something, like I promise you we're doing members only content, I promise you we're going to do this event and this and that, that actually puts pressure on me, all right, to perform well and to live up to the expectation that I have now laid out. When I promise you guys, hey, guess what? I am going to be doing a special event. Please contribute to make the event happen and yada, yada, yada. If the event doesn't happen, right, not only am I disappointing you guys, but that makes me kind of like, how would you ever trust me in the future? You know what I'm saying? I pride myself on the fact that most of the time I live up to all of my commitments as much as I can. Yeah, every once in a while something goes wrong that I can't control, like me missing a stream last week, and I wish I didn't miss that stream because it set me back and you guys were disappointed that the stream didn't happen, and I'm sorry for that. But sometimes, you know, life just interjects, right? And there's not much you can do about that. Sometimes I promise something and then it ends up not being as good as I'd hoped. And that sucks too. But you have to understand that as a content creator, I'm the one who has all the pressure on me to perform for you guys. I don't like people saying, just do it. Just do members only. Just do it. It's like, wait a minute. Hold on. How would we even do it? We got to figure out, how can I contact all the members? How can I figure out you're really a member to send me your information so I can maybe get you on my friends list? So now we can coordinate a way to get us all in fire teams and lobbies. It's a lot of work. I can personally tell you from someone who used to do content like that with my YouTube viewers all the time back in the day. Remember, I used to do patrons only events like that? It's a ton of fucking work to coordinate. I used to have to use my forums to do it. People had to post up on my forums and we would sort it out. Okay, this day, this time, this group of people. This day, this time, this group of people. If you just do willy-nilly, okay, I'm doing members only Friday night stream, and then all the members show up and they all want to play and only like 7 people get to play, what about the other 20, 30 people who are super disappointed? You see? It's not easy. People think, oh, it's just so fucking easy. It's not at all. It's the opposite. When you have a viewer base who really wants to participate in something like that, and you have to try to coordinate, you have to try to accommodate, you have to try to make it so that everyone who became, say, a member and was very interested in doing it, that they feel like they got their money's worth. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I keep telling you guys about memberships here on YouTube, is that I don't want you to feel like they're transactional. A lot of people think that these things are transactional when they're not. Oh, if I become a subscriber on Twitch or I become a member on YouTube, I bought something. No, you did not. You did not purchase anything. There's no contract. There's no receipt. No, you didn't purchase a thing. What you did is you crowdfunded a content creator. You said, I like your content. I'm going to go ahead and try to support you in this way. And if I get some stuff in return, great. That's awesome that I'll get stuff in return. But really the reason I'm doing this is because I want to help you out because I like the free content that you put out on a daily basis. That's what it means when you become a member here on YouTube or a subscriber on Twitch. And some people just completely misunderstand that. They think I bought something. I actually made a transaction and now I'm getting a product in return for me purchasing this membership or subscription. That's not true at all. Okay, it's just not. And the point here I'm making is, if I were to do members only stuff, and people are really, I've noticed recently in the past couple of weeks, people are really trying to put pressure on me to do this. Okay, they are. Like, you got to do it. It's the only way. You got to do members only. Members only gameplay. Members only streams. Members only. You are now basically creating a transaction, which I don't like. I don't want that to be. I don't want it to feel like you bought something, right? I want my content to feel like it's free and open to everyone, right? I want everyone to feel like they have an opportunity to participate. I want this to feel like a place where everyone is welcome. If I'm doing special streams and special events where only members can get in on it, then I've excluded a ton of people who maybe it's not their fault. They can't become a member. Maybe they just can't afford it, right? They don't have the means to do it. And I feel bad about that because I'm the kind of guy who wants to put out content that everyone can enjoy, not that only people who can afford it can enjoy. I've never liked that subscription-based model, pay to access. I hate that. Since the day I started making content on the internet, I told you guys, I don't feel like I'm any better than anyone else. I don't feel like anyone else should have to be some kind of an exclusive class or a level of affluence in order to enjoy my content. I've always wanted it to be open for everyone, you see? So I feel bad that there's so much pressure on me to put out content just for members when I don't want to do inclusive, or excuse me, is it exclusive? Good old boys club style content only for those who can afford it and are part of the special group. And that, I've said this over the years too. Take a look at other content creators and how they have their group. You're the Angry Army. You're the Champions Club. You're the Bro Fist Army and shit like that. And you notice I never do that. I never just group categorize you guys. Because I feel like if I did that, I'm taking away that personal relationship that we have on the streams. Where I recognize you, we have a fun conversation based on stuff we talked about before in a previous playthrough or whatever it is. I don't like doing that. That makes you faceless. That makes me feel like all I have is a bunch of mindless followers and not a bunch of strong-willed, intelligent individuals who just so happen to like the same kind of stuff that I do and like the kind of content that I put out and that we can have a fun social time together. That's why I don't want to do that with members. I feel like you're closing the door on all of that when you make a paid-for community. You know what I'm saying? And so because of that, that's why I'm very resistant to doing stuff that's like members-only content. If you tell me, just do a members-only stream. Okay, so now how do we even communicate? How do I reach out to my 300 or so members and say, hey, there's a members-only event on this date. What you need to do is you need to tell me your information. Maybe I'll get you on my Xbox Live list, and I'll try to invite you. You see, and now what if 40, 60, 80 people show up for a 2-hour stream, and I only get to play with 10 of them? How is that fair? You see, this kind of stuff, honestly, again, this is the kind of stuff that I don't like. Here's why. A content creator with a giant following says, hey, become a channel member today and have a chance, not a guarantee, a chance to play with me, right? Then they do their event. It's a 2-3 hour event. They play with like 20 people and it's over. Oh, well. Sorry for those who didn't make it in this time. Maybe next time, keep that membership going and you'll have a chance. I feel like that's a scam. I personally feel like that kind of shit is 100% a scam. I do. I feel like that's messed up and that what they're doing is they're trying to over-incentivize something and it almost becomes like not even like a contest, but like gambling. If I become a member, a random chance that maybe I'll be selected from the hat or you'll spin the wheel and I'll be the lucky one, right? And I don't like that. I just don't like that. I told you guys, I don't agree with any of these giveaways where they're like, oh, you have to follow and retweet and fave and then you have a chance to earn this item that I'm putting up for a giveaway. Who even knows if they're fucking being honest? They could be completely making it up and give away nothing at all. And then they get a bunch of free follows and a bunch of free attention they don't fucking deserve, right? I don't feel like there's enough accountability for content creators on the internet. I just don't. And that's why when I do things, I try to vet it a lot more than what other people do. I try to make it a lot more viable, and I try to make it fair. I don't want to promise you guys a members-only event, and then I can't live up to your expectation. I hate that. There's nothing worse for me as a content creator, and this is me and my own morality system and my own kind of feeling in my head. There's nothing worse for me when I feel like I'm planning out something good and fun for you guys, and it feels like it's going to be something special and something interesting, and then it completely doesn't live up to the expectation. And this has happened quite a few times over the years. Oh, there's going to be a special marathon, and we plan out a bunch of games, and we play it, and half the games suck, and the marathon's boring. Oh my God, I feel terrible after that. I'm like, damn, my job was to entertain you. I couldn't even fucking do that today. That's bad. And what I can tell you is I feel like the last couple of years, things have actually gotten better in that regard. If we're doing a special event, every special event ends up being fun. There's something good about each event that stands out, that makes it feel unique and interesting and different and can't miss, right? And I like that about that. I don't want to promise you guys stuff. Exclusive club, become a member and get, oh my God, you get to play with me, but only a chance to play with me, but a chance. And then you get disappointed when you weren't the lucky selected person, right? I just never been about that, So the point of what I'm trying to get to you is there's plenty of reasons to become a member. I've given you all of them. There's so many reasons. In fact, there's more reasons to become a member here on YouTube than there are to be a subscriber on Twitch. I actually am giving you more value with things like the priority of questions for Ask the King, the priority to nominate and vote on things for special events and stuff. There's more things now I'm giving to people who were members than I was giving to people who were subs over on Twitch. That's just true. Factually true. But people have this weird mindset. They really do. That it's a transaction. I'm buying something when I become a member. So therefore, I should be getting this and this and this. And why did I get this and this and this on Twitch and I can't get this and this and this on YouTube? Well, I don't code the site. I wish that I could give you the ability to use my emotes on other people's streams on YouTube. I wish that I could unlock special emote slots for you for being higher levels of sub. It doesn't exist on YouTube. I hope eventually it will, right? And there's nothing I can do about that. All I can do is say, hey, here's the benefits that I can provide to you consistently. If you say we want members-only streams, I can look into it, all right? But I can't promise you anything, and I certainly can't promise you the world right now when I don't have enough time on my streams to give you what you want outside of members-only content. You guys want more stuff. You want I Am Fish. You want other fun things off Game Pass, and I'm trying to give it to you. And I feel like I don't even have enough time myself to give of you now, but now you're saying drop that stuff to do a members-only stream as well. It's like, how? And then even if I did the members-only content, how would I live up to the tremendous expectation of over 300 people who all want to play with me, and only a few are going to get in? I don't think that's right. I feel like that would be a huge letdown, a disappointment, and people would be upset that they tried and didn't make it. And I would rather not have people be upset, even if it means I don't get more members. I would rather say, I'll take the hit. I'll have less members, and that way you guys aren't upset. Seriously. That's the kind of person I am. Like, I'll feel better sleeping at night saying, hey, at least for the people who are members, they got value. And I didn't overpromise and underdeliver. I can't do that. Seriously, that's the shit that will make me feel terrible and will kill me on the inside to know that I overpromised and underdelivered. I hate that shit. And so many times in life, people do that, and then you get disappointed and you feel like crap. And I don't want to make people feel like crap. That would be the polar opposite of what I'm trying to do here with my content. I'm trying to put a smile on your face. I'm trying to entertain you. I'm trying to have social interaction with you, make you feel like this is meaningful stuff that we do every day. And if at the end of the day, you're upset because of something that happened with my content, like I didn't live up to a members-only expectation, that's the complete polar opposite of what I'm trying to do. You understand? So I hope you understand my thought process. And by the way, I'm not shooting down doing members-only streams. I'm saying this is my thought process. This is why I'm so hesitant to do it. I hope this makes sense. I really do. I hope this makes sense to you guys. Because, you know, some people just won't get it. They won't. And there's nothing I can do about that either. All I can do is tell you the truth from my perspective of what's going on here. Okay? Cookie says, what about a Q&A live stream for members only? See, now that's an interesting premise. I don't even know how that would work. Because I don't know if and how I could send out messages just to my members. I don't even know if that's possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no direct message system on YouTube that says, message all your members here. Not to my knowledge. So I wouldn't even know how to send out, oh, here's a stream, an unlisted stream. By the way, as I've already explained, what would end up happening with that, again, is, oh, here it is, the exclusive Q&A stream. Oh, guess what? One asshole became a member, and then they just took that unlisted stream that you're not supposed to have the link to unless you're a member, and they post it all over the internet, and then all of a sudden, there's 1,000 trolls on the stream. And they will absolutely positively do that. To my knowledge, there's not a way to have a stream for just members. You could set it to members only, but if someone else, well, hold on a second. What you could do, you could set it that only members can talk. That's what you could do. You could make it so that the stream's broadcast and unlisted, but anyone is going to end up seeing it who has the link, but only members can talk during the stream. So in that regard, only a member would be able to ask a question, you see? That could be done. Yeah. Obviously, guys, you know, we're all just brainstorming here. And I actually appreciate you guys helping me with some ideas, because let me tell you, it ain't easy trying to figure out what's doable and what's not. You know, I'm racking my brain here trying to think of what's actually viable to do. So yeah, so the stream technically isn't just for members to watch. Anyone would be watching it, but only the members would be able to talk, and therefore only the members would be able to ask questions. You see? Okay. That would be doable. Okay. We got a bunch of shout outs to do. Let's just get to these. Let's see. Japupu did a super chat and says, thanks for being consistent no matter on which platform. Thank you. PlayJack2 did a super chat. So I used to watch troll channels, but I don't anymore. So a year ago, you were trolling, and now you don't troll anymore. But you understand you were blocked a year ago. Are you saying you would like me to unblock you from tipping? Is that what you're saying? Are you apologizing for your behavior previously, and you're saying you won't do that anymore, and you'd like to be unblocked? Is that what you're saying? I assume that's what you're getting at here. Oh, let's see here. Hindu Phil did a super chat talking about worshiping cows, whatever. Marxist Carl did a super chat. He says, fine if you just don't want to play with members. That's not the case at all. Happy Tart did a super chat, says, we want you to try something. We're bored. If you're bored, then you probably shouldn't be here. Why would you attend someone's stream who you're bored with? Oh man, this guy, I don't like his content. He's boring. Let me come to his stream every day and complain that he's boring. No! There's a million other content creators out there who suck cucumbers, rip their shirts off, throw cats over their fucking heads, broadcast completely copywritten, trademarked content they don't own the rights to and talk over it. They dress up in bikinis and jump in hot tubs and play with giant inflatable pickles. Let's go on. What else do they do? They pretend like they're getting swatted for big stunts on their streams. What else can we do? They do? They run around Japan. They slap squids on taxi cabs, and they go to suicide forests and make funny videos there. There's tons of other content creators all over the internet. You may not realize this, and you could watch them too. You don't have to come to my stream and complain you don't like it. I'm serious. Okay. Zoya did a super chat and says, do it on Zoom and invite members and kick it down members. I don't know anything about Zoom. I've never used Zoom. I don't want to fuck with Zoom. I feel like, that's just going to open myself up to a whole new liability. Like, I don't know anything about the privacy of Zoom and how it works. I've heard about so many bad stories about Zoom shit happening. I don't want to fuck with Zoom, really. We're not fucking with Zoom now. Hell no. Okay. All right. Now, Third Nostril, Discord's a whole other thing. From my knowledge, Discord is not secure. There's ways to get around security on Discord. People can get into big trouble on Discord with, their information leaking and shit, and I don't want to fuck with that either. The one experience I had with Discord years ago was incredibly negative, so I don't want to have anything to do with that either. No. I am a content creator here on YouTube, all right? My streams are here. My videos are here. Our chat is here. The comments on videos are here. Everything's here. This is the community I'm focusing on. Not start another community on Discord. Start a Zoom thing. Here, right? Here is where it's at. You know what I'm saying? So, by the way, I'm just curious. Is tipping working today? This is the first time I've had a pre-stream in a very long time where a lot of super chats have come in. Not a single tip has come in. And I'm wondering if that's because tips are screwed up or there just happens to be no tips today. If that's the case, that's fine. I'm not saying that I'm angry. I'm just hoping that it works. Because it's very odd to me there hasn't been a single tip this morning. I'm looking at still none? Still none. Okay? I hope it's not broken. Makes me nervous. As long as no one says I tried to tip and it didn't work, I'm okay. I'm happy with that. I just want to make sure that it's working, Okay. All right, guys. Well, looks like everything has calmed down here. Plum Girl says, I've been trying to submit a tip for 5+ minutes now, still trying to get it to work. So what's going on with your tip that it's not working? I'm just curious. Is there a problem? Shit, that's not good, obviously. I need to know what's going on with that. Easy Mode Gamer did a super chat, says Skyrim 3 times a week, or else it'll take 6 to 9 months to beat. Well, then it's going to take 6 to 9 months to beat, because come February, we're barely going to be playing it. There's too many new releases, and I already explained that. I did explain that. That was going to be the case. Plum Girl says it doesn't load anything for me after I hit tip. So let's see. So the tips page itself is working, right? Mine seems to work. When I clicked on it, it went to my PayPal page to enter and to log into my PayPal to send a tip. Yeah. So I'm not sure then. I don't know what's going on because it seems to work for me. I mean, obviously I'm not going to tip myself, but I clicked on it, the page loaded, I put my information in, I clicked tip, and it went to my PayPal to enter in to send a tip. So I'm not sure. And in reality, we did have this guy who was trying to tip this morning, but he was blocked. And it's funny, because I just said to this guy, I said, are you saying now that you apologize and, you know, you won't basically be nasty and tips anymore and you want to be unblocked? And the guy never responded. He never responded. So maybe he doesn't want to be unblocked. I don't know. It's kind of weird. All right, a bunch of tips just showed up. So apparently tips are working. So, all right, thank you guys. This is good. I mean, we didn't have to do this, but thank you. So, number one, Jeff Bezos tipped me $2, said I totally can't tip. Then Cracker Jacks did a $10 tip and said test. And then Anso Camaro tipped me $1.50, says they're trolling you, bro. Tips work fine. It's just one of those slow days. Also, Arceus is still fun. All right, so all those tips just came through. There you go. It seems to be working. It's just that for some reason, I guess for some people it has been slow recently. You know, just a reminder, if ever you want to tip me and you go to the tips page and the button is grayed out, that is a known bug with Stream Elements. And what you need to do is log in however you want. You can log in with YouTube, you can log in with Twitch, you can log in with whatever to verify your identity. And once you're logged in, when you go to tip, if it's grayed out, just click on the tips link again a second time. When you fresh click on the tips link after logging in, it refreshes the whole page so that your information will update and then it should work again. Chumbaguette says, how do we contact you through email? I sent one a week ago, but no response. It depends. You have to email me at darksidephil@hotmail.com, okay? To forewarn you, I get a ridiculous amount of emails, and a lot of them are shit. And so my spam filter is very strict and takes a lot of emails if it doesn't recognize the recipient sending it and just tosses it into a fucking, spam basket. And every once in a while I get a chance, I do go review that basket, but I don't get to do it all the time because I get so many spam emails you have no fucking clue. But usually I get to see most of the unique messages. So if anything, if you put like a link into your email, that might be why. That's a reason. Or if you attached something to your email, that might be why. If you didn't put a link and you didn't put an attachment and I didn't see your email, obviously that means that's bad. Something went wrong. What I would recommend is send me a second email and make sure there's no link and no attachment. Darkside Chris just did this. And I think what happened was his original email, he did include a bunch of links in it, and it actually did push his email to my spam folder, but the second time he emailed me, he didn't, and then I saw it. So, there you go. Shroom Dukem just tipped $1.50. He says, touch my camera through the fence. What the fuck does that mean? Shroom Dukem. Touch Shroom Dukem. Touch my camera through the fence. All right. I'll touch your camera through a fence. Whatever you say. Very exciting. Oh, let's see here. Hindu filled in another super chat talking about cows being considered holy animals. And talking about Indian villages. I'm not reading any of this. Just so you know, I'm not reading any of that stuff. I know all about Hinduism, by the way. But this is not a religious stream. I'm not going to be talking about that stuff on my stream. So thanks for doing the super chat, and we're not discussing that stuff today, okay? All right. I don't know who Big Ed is. Who the hell is Big Ed? Someone just said, did anyone ever tell me I look like Big Ed? No. People tell me I look like Ricky Gervais. People tell me I look like Dante from Clerks. Those are the two that I get all the time. Outside of that, no, I don't get any others. And by the way, now that I'm getting older, I don't think I look like Ricky Gervais or Dante anymore. I think when we were all younger, we all looked alike, but we don't anymore. Choom Baguette just did a super chat. Thank you, Choom Baguette, for the super chat. I appreciate that. There we go. How is Hotmail in 2022? It's pretty shitty. I'm not going to lie. Most of the email places that I use are shit. They're not good anymore. They run like crap. They lag. They have a lot of issues. Inflamed Nut just did a super chat. Wow, Inflamed Nut. Look up a picture of Big Ed on my phone right now. No, I absolutely refuse to do that. There's no way in hell I would do that. That's setting myself up for disaster right there. Jason, I understand you would like Skyrim 3 times weekly. There's no way that's happening right now. Especially now with all the new stuff. You know, we got Pokemon coming out this week. Then we're going to have new games weekly coming out in February. What's going to end up happening is Skyrim's actually going to get pushed to like a night stream. If not, just on hiatus. We'll have to see. If I can keep Skyrim going as a night stream a couple times a week, I would absolutely love to do that. I would love to keep it in the rotation. But with all the new games coming out in February, especially because some of these are going to be so fucking lengthy, I don't know what we're going to be able to do. We'll have to see. Could I skip Pokemon? The last one sucked. I don't think so. I thought Sword and Shield you thought sucked. I liked it. I liked Sword and Shield, so I disagree with you there. Anso Kamara says you do look like Dante from Clerks. If you look at young Dante and you look at me 10 years ago when I first grew out my hair and grew my beard, we actually do look alike. But I've completely changed in the last 10 years. My beard isn't black anymore. My face has drooped and sagged and swollen. My hairline is pulled back. I basically look like a prune that some fat guy sat on and like distorted and squished it halfway one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look like a big swollen boil on the ass of like an elephant. Wow, I'm sure he probably still looks pretty good. So that's what happens when you get old, you know. Darcy X says Final Fantasy modders released Final Fantasy 7 mod, which lets you play at 60 frames per second from the original 15. Hopefully Square Enix notices and makes use of this in the future. That would be pretty sweet. Yeah. Plum Girl says it makes me kind of sad when you say shit like that, laughing out loud. Here's the thing, though. First of all, I jest. Obviously, I'm over exaggerating when I say shit like that, right? But the thing is, it's actually, I personally feel that when you get older, it makes sense to acknowledge that you're getting older. There's so many people who like want to deny their age. They want to deny they're getting older. And what do? They dye their hair. They get fucking treatments for their skin. Oh, I can't have these bags under my eyes. I gotta do this. I gotta have Botox on my fucking forehead. And, you know, why? Seriously, why? Why deny your own mortality? Why not accept the human condition that one day we're all going to pass away, we're going to get older, we're going to get slower, we're not going to be as spry as we used to be. But you know what? When you get older, you get wiser. You know, I feel like the older that I get, the more useful information I can relate to my viewing audience because I've been there, done that, and been through a lot of shit that I can help you guys with, right? When I was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I didn't know shit about shit. I was talking out my butthole constantly about stuff. Now, I feel way better about being on a stream and being able to try to like have intelligent conversation with you guys. You know what I mean? But that comes with my age and my experience. Why be ashamed of that? Why I want to be smart and wise, but I want to look like I'm 20 years old. It's like, geez, dude, like why? For me, I just don't, I never got that. And the thing is, I understand. I totally understand. As I get older, I'm not going to look as good. My face is going to explode. I'm going to have, see, you think it's bad now? These jowls, they're going to start coming down to like here and flap around. I'm going to look like a bulldog with a drool coming out of my mouth. There's nothing you can do about it. You get old, man. You either accept it or you deny it and look like an asshole, in my opinion. So why deny it? Right? There you go. Clapping pig cheeks to me $11 and said, rest in peace, Cracker Jacks on the leaderboard. Why would you clap pig cheeks? I don't understand it. There's a lot of stuff in this life I don't understand these days. Right? I'm just out of touch. Aren't I 40? That's not old. I'm going to be 40 in the first week of April. That's my birthday. And 40 is very old. Number one, 40 is considered over the hill. I remember when I went to my godmother's 40th birthday party, they all gave her a card. My whole family gave her, like her kids, gave her a card over the hill. What that's supposed to mean is you've lived more than half your life. You know, it's all downhill from here. You're going to die sooner than or you're going to die in less amount of time than you've already lived on this planet. You see what I'm saying? Like, how many people make it to 80? Not many. Not many, especially those who've lived stressful lives. You don't really live that long. You see? So, when you hit 40, you're over the hill. Seriously. And the other thing is, right? 40, for a content creator like me, is like ancient. Like, I'm like a drogger in a coffin. And every day, when I go to turn on my stream, the coffin opens, and the dust, cobwebs come off my face. I start to move, the creakiness. Oh, there's like fucking dust popping out of my joints. I'm like, oh. Hi, everyone. It's time for the PreStream podcast. You know? Most people are much younger than me who are content creators who are successful these days. There's some exceptions, but I am the exception to the rule. How many people are as old as me and still putting out daily content like this? Right? Not many. Not many. Okay. All right. Anything else, guys, before we get started here? Here you go. Plum Girl says, finally figured out why I couldn't tip. I started using a VPN recently. As soon as I disconnected from it, PayPal went through. Weird that a VPN would affect it. I guess that might be PayPal actually having protections in place. Maybe PayPal has identified that there's a lot of people who try to do either, you know, fake tips or not tips, but fake transactions, or hide their identity for I hate to say it, like maybe illegal reasons. Like, who knows what the real reasoning is, right? But I could definitely see that. I could actually see that happening. Like, oh, I'm using a VPN to do it, and then PayPal's like, nah, we want to block that shit, you know? What's up, Rogue? No, good to see you here today. Welcome to the stream. No, that's very true. I actually agree with Bill Barnell. He says, I would actually look 10 years younger if I went to the gym or walked around the block once a day. He's right. I live a sedentary lifestyle. I come into my office every day and I sit down in my nice, now comfy chair, which used to be very uncomfortable. It's very comfy now. And I sit down here with my nice, lumbar support. And I stream and I relax with all you guys. And then between the streams, I'm pretty active, be honest. Between the streams, I'm usually up and about. I got to make dinner. I got to clean up the house, do stuff, for Jasper. Sometimes I'm showering. I'm doing all this different stuff between the streams. So I'm actually usually very active between. All right. And then we got my late stream where I just sit on my ass for several hours. And then by the end of the day, I'm tired. So what do? I go into the living room, and with my wife, I sit on my ass. So I wake up and I sit on my ass. Then I do some activity. Then I sit on my ass and I sit on my ass. So there's a lot of ass sitting around here. And that accounts for the reason why I'm probably, arguably, 20 pounds overweight, And eventually, I'm going to have to stop with this shit. I'm going to have to say, all right, I got to put my foot down and I got to start working out and or I got to start just moving more. Because if I just keep sitting on my ass and sitting on my ass and sitting on my ass, before long, I'm just going to be a giant ass. Right? I'm just going to look like a humongous pile of shit. And I don't want to be a pile of shit. There you go. What? Carlito's Back Baby says, don't you think you look better when you were fatter? No. I don't think I looked better when I was fatter. Are you out of your mind? You know how unhealthy I was back then? Plum Girl is now saying, I don't care if you read out my tip message. I want to make sure it came through. I'm not seeing it. This is not good. This is not good, but I don't think it came through, actually. The last tip that came through was the $11 tip from Clapping Pig Cheeks. Yeah, I am not seeing the tip right now, which is not good, obviously. Yeah, I can confirm I'm looking and it didn't come through. So, oh, brother. Cookie says, your Skyrim playthrough is so infectious, it made me download Anniversary Edition and play through it yet again. Keep it up. You're one of many who've actually have said that. Said that to me. Rokno says, did you get mine? If you tipped under Rokno, no, I didn't get yours either. I just checked, and like I said, the last tip came in about 9 minutes ago now. I didn't get anything from Rokno. I didn't get anything from Plum Girl. No. Marxist Carl just did a super chat. It's the beginning of the pandemic. I built a gym in my garage. I don't have to leave the house. It's the best thing I've ever done. Not too pricey if you do it right. In reality, I think I should do that. But we need to clean out the fucking garage. We've wanted to do this for the longest time. And, you know, when you only have one day off a week, it's hard to even have time to do anything, you know? And we need to, I would have to make several dump runs to get rid of a bunch of shit out of there. And I just don't have time for it. It sucks. All right. I think we've gabbed enough. Let's end the pre-stream. Let's get started with Skyrim. And me getting my ass handed to me by this fucking bandit with this overpowered bow. He's a fucking dick. Sound good? Ah. Sand in my eye. All right, guys. Thanks. And let's get started. Here we go.